What's going on, man? It's your boy Just Nice, and you are here on episode 4 of Nice Cigars podcast. Before we get into today's episode, shout out to Summers Point Cigar Lounge here in Summers Point, New Jersey, for allowing us to shoot the podcast in their space. If you're looking for a laid-back lounge, premium cigars, and great vibes, check them out. 27 Mays Landing Road, Summers Point, New Jersey. Steve, I appreciate you, my God. This episode is also sponsored by Nice's Beard and Body Oil, inspired by some of your favorite popular fragrances, crafted to keep your beard and skin moisturized while leaving a clean, long-lasting scent. Elevate your routine with Nice's Beard and Body Oil. Listen, today, I love this. Is my type of episode. We have independent cigar brand. Shout out Osvaldo Morales Jr. For some people, cigars are a hobby. For him, they were a language raised around real business, silence, and respect. He turned that foundation into a global brand. He learned early that when a cigar comes out, the room gets quiet. That lesson turned into philosophy, a business, and a brand. Joining us today, Osvaldo Morales Jr. of OM Cigars. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm great. Thank you very much.
I'm good at these intros. I feel like I'm good at these intros. You know what I'm saying? So I took a little time to do that one, man. I took a little time to do that. But how you doing today, man?
Great. I stayed in Atlantic City last night. I woke up this morning. I got out of the hotel and I took the scenic road over here. This lounge in Summers Point that I've never been to before. I just met the owner, Stevie, good guy. And it's funny, I didn't know that this part of Atlantic City and the southern point has all these speedboat shops and all these little islands with bridges that you can come across. Nice to see the sun come up. Very spiritual. Yeah,
back roads, and I seen you said it. I think I'm gonna stay one more night. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna.
I'm staying another night.
So let me tell you something. I don't know if you've ever ate at the 20s inside of Claridge. It's called the 20s. You walk in, it looks like 1920s mob restaurant.
Oh wow!
When I tell you they have one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life. If that's what you feel like doing, try that. And you ain't got to go nowhere. It's right in the Claridge. The 20s, it's called.
Wherever the food is at is where I'm at.
Shout out Curtis McNulty. When I tell you we went there, he treated me and my wife, because I'm going to do an event over there this coming September. Treated me and my wife to dinner. Didn't think much of it. When I tell you that steak, brother, it was amazing. All right, so
I brought you some gifts.
Did you? What did you bring me?
I brought you gifts.
Okay, I mean, I see some things.
I know you're a broadleaf guy.
I am.
You're not allowed to touch the gifts.
Okay.
I gotta give them to you.
Pardon me.
Right here, look. I don't want to confuse. This is your lighter.
Yeah, this is mine, yeah.
Because I'm a lighter crook. This the broadleaf.
Okay.
I made that for my photographer, Modern Debauchery, formerly known as Stogie Shots.
Okay.
And I had to jump on Instagram. I had to have photographs, and he loved my number 2, so I thought to bless him. Early on, he had to explain to his wife that he really wasn't getting paid to take pictures of my cigars.
Yeah.
But if he would have been getting paid, he would have been spending his money on cigars anyway, so it allowed me to pay him his cigars. He did. He picked me up off the ground on Instagram, and he helped me out. He got me forward, and he loved my number 2, which is a Corol with a Negrito binder. And what I did with my number 2 is I made it bigger and longer, and I put a broadleaf on it. That took a while because you can't get it 100, 200, 300 pounds. If you're gonna get it, you gotta buy the whole galera, which is equal to the whole field.
Oh shit!
And you're gonna get everything. You're gonna get wrapper. You're gonna get, medio tiempo, ligero, seco, viso, volado, and junk, and you have to sort it out and figure it out. So I'm with a good factory. They have allowed me to grow. El Artista Cigars, they have their own broadleaf now. Hold on to that for later. I have something else in mind.
Okay.
But before I get you to smoke the one I want you to smoke, I want to show you the 5th anniversary. That means a lot to me. Somebody I always wanted to partner up with, who's out of contract now, who's been in Nicaragua, and he's a free agent, is Felix Mesa. I got him to help me out, and he had in his journey in Nicaragua, he had different things in different places, and he put together a soup kitchen for me. And it already had been out for over 2 years in his own little factory, and I wanted to commemorate my 5th year because it's tough when you get to 5 years.
Absolutely, independently. Ain't nothing easy about that, man.
That's a good cigar. It's available in a store near you, or you can get them from online at omcigars.com. This reserved, my understanding, you like bold and beautiful cigars.
I do.
This is not only bold and beautiful, but it's also 20 years old.
20.
About to be. The tobacco's of 2007. Production was early 13, 14. This could even be a 12. And it was 6.5. And it's very, very close to my #1 blend, but it has a T13 wrapper.
Okay.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger for a hybrid pollinized Cuban Pilot.
That sounds strong.
With a Criollo 98. And that's the wrapper on it. It's very difficult to do because this doesn't grow too tall, and it's got to be sun grown. If it's wet and you put it under shade cover, you got to really, really be on top of this. So
you got to babysit. You got to babysit that.
Oh, you got to babysit it, and it's here. And if I have it in my hand, I want to share it with somebody. I want somebody to smoke it. That's what you do with good cigars.
Absolutely.
You give them to somebody else, you share them, you smoke them, you enjoy them. When they're gone, and you go look for other ones. If you can finish this.
Okay.
Because you got a head start. You've already been smoking cigars for a very, very long time, and you smoke strong cigars. If you can finish this, you're going to get something that the marketing team, I think they actually succeeded in what they wanted to do. They wanted to immortalize me with an image of a Buddha, which has been a long lasting. This whole thing is going to be yours.
Okay.
If you can finish that.
Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see the brown in that cellophane, man. This thing got some age on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm excited.
It's not one leaf 20 years. It's the whole cigar is 20 years. Show it to them. Make it not.
Oh, yeah, for sure. As you're explaining these cigars, it's going to go on the screen. You ain't got to, you know what I mean? The actual cigars, they ain't even got to guess. I'm going to put the pictures up for sure. They ain't got to guess. But look at that. You see that thing right there? This is beauty. This is beauty. And it's not, see, these brown ones, I save these.
Right.
And then, so let's see. So you're named after your father and born in Miami, raised in Union City, New Jersey. How much did Cuban culture shape who you became before cigars even entered the picture?
But look, I was born in 75 in Miami. So usually when you let a kid out of the house back then it was around 5. And they played with other kids. But that also meant that by the time I was 5, it was 1979, 1980. And the ports of Miami and New Jersey, Union City, where I grew up, is the second most heavily populated Cuban community outside of Hialeah, Florida at that time. All the Marielitos migrated, and it was a big flood of Cubans under Jimmy Carter's presidency. So I was surrounded by it. Every bodega, every barbershop, the way people moved, and the way that they ate, and my childhood was good. Because there was other Spanish people, in Union City. There was plenty of Dominicans, plenty of Puerto Ricans. And then, with later years, the South American countries. But tobacco back then, where I grew up in Union City, was something like as heavily populated in an urban area as barbershops. There was almost one in every corner, or smoke shops. Like the little hookah shops, that there's almost one in every corner. So it was like a cigar shop in every corner, but it wasn't a cigar shop like you see today They had actual rollers in there. And, you know, the thing was that I never realized that they used to take Connecticut B, which wasn't quite A, that was blonde like Ric Flair. It was B like mustard. And they can take that and shade it into a different color.
So for the people that don't know, that's just a form of tobacco, which is B grade, which is like not quite high, pretty much.
It's not what people would be considering like you know, choice and prime when it comes to meat. There's a way that they color it a little bit, and I didn't find that out till one of the heavy drinkers that's always on the corner asked us to remove the spray bottle from the tobacco shop and hand it to him, and he opened up the spray bottle and he drank it. It was wine.
Oh shit!
So they elasticize the wrappers with a very bitter Cuban wine that still lacks in its fermentation process. That sort of eats the enzymes from the toxicity and the pneumonia.
Okay.
Its own enzymes. I'm sorry. They eat the toxicity and the pneumonia and the tobacco, and they did their own, you know, mom and pop fermentation piles.
That's good.
It's talking to you.
That's good.
Yeah, it's gonna talk to you.
That's good.
The binder on that one's gone through the same process. So I saw them, the way that they elasticized it, you know, on that corner, which was 22nd Street and Summit Avenue. We all had our bikes there. Some of the old guys, they had cigars in their mouth, and they would gamble with each other. And when there was nothing left to gamble with, it was like pick a team. So we'd pick a baseball team, and then we go into like other towns and play baseball against them. So it was like, it wasn't even very well organized, but it was very fun. And, you know, some dude always had a cigar in his mouth.
So in other words, Cuban culture shaped you. Just, you know, Latino culture in a whole shaped your whole childhood. Because, you know, some people that don't grow up around it. And I mean, it was there for you. You said cigars were common as rice and beans growing up. When did you realize cigars weren't just normal to you, but different from how the rest of the world saw them?
Home. Well, my mother, you know, my mother's still alive. And everybody loves her son. When I go to the nursing home, I got attacked by wheelchairs. So I got cigars and I got rum. So my mother would smoke a 660 and hoop earrings, head covered in a silk scarf. And she was the epitome of a queen.
You still remember the red carpet cigar shop your mother took you to? Why do you think that moment stayed with you all these years later?
Man, it was weird. I had a dog in there, I think, if I remember correctly. And he was larger than me, if I remember correctly. They had a red carpet. And it was like one of the cooler shops, the nicer shops, like, you know. Later on, I ran into somebody that I considered to, and we probably all do, consider to be the face of tobacco, a child of tobacco, Carlos Fuente Jr. No, there's another junior, so I got a Carlito, so that there was no confusion. He, in Las Vegas, in one of the bigger trade shows, explained to me that when out of Tampa, one of his first places that his dad and his grandfather, or his dad and his grandfather expanded into New York, into the Bronx. They had a shop in Union City, across from New York. It was in New Jersey, in Union City, where I grew up.
Okay.
Around 17th Street. You know, it was a moment like when you see stars and you kind of put them together, and then the picture gets drawn for you.
So you grew up in a home where business was happening in the kitchen. How did that environment shape your understanding of power and silence?
Well, that kitchen was an accounting office. And There was always people outside in the building, but ironically, we had like janitors on our floor that carried guns. And
So they were more than janitors.
you know, so cigar smoking was a normal thing in the office, and you know, I think that you know, I wasn't always allowed outside, so I got to see most of the things that happened, and I think my mother, you know, explained to me. My brother was older than me. He went out, but I wanted to go out too, but I had to stay inside. I was too small to hang out with them. And my mother explained to me, they smoke stuff too. But my mother explained to me that what real men smoke, they smoke cigars, you know? And that stuck with me. And it also kept me down the right path. And, you know, at some point we all want to sort of like mimic what it's like to be an adult. And I did. And my first cigar, I was really young, man, and it was slobbered with my mother's saliva. And I picked it up, I lit it.
How old were you?
Oh man, it's not even legal to even mention that right now. It's just like, that's not, that nobody wants to know. But yeah, I was like a full adult at a very young age.
Wow. You said that when your mother lit a cigar, it meant don't talk. What did cigars symbolize in your household? Authority, respect, protection, like?
You know, I've seen this in other countries. Russia, for example, when a woman is smoking a cigar, cigarette, whatever, you don't interrupt them. Unless, like, they want to be interrupted, and you'll know because, you know, women, they have special little gifts where they blink their eye, fix their mascara, and they want to be asked, you know, if they need a light, but you don't interrupt them. It's almost disrespectful, bad manners. You leave them alone, and you consider them an equal when it comes to that. What's changed is that now they're found to be acceptable in a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
However, children will not know. But, you know, kids, they end up growing up anyway. They'll find out.
For sure. There's a powerful image of you as a kid putting a cigar in your mouth so rooms would clear. At that age,
Nobody has that picture. That doesn't exist.
Did you understand what was really happening, or did it click later in life?
Run that by me again, because house music ruined my hearing.
You said there's a powerful image of you as a kid putting a cigar in your mouth so rooms would clear. At that age, did you understand what was really happening, or did it click later in life?
It did. And, you know, those moments like that, they were double entendres. And while I was, you know, asked for a light, it meant that, you know, I too, even as a small child, could play with fire. And you know, it's a moment where, you know, that situation, it was, I had somebody that picked me up from school, sort of like a chauffeur. And he made rounds. And he was a financial adjuster. He adjusted people's memories.
That old money.
You know, I used to ride around with him, and I got to ride around in the front seat, which was cool. The car was big, that was cool. I got to make pretend like I was suited up, that was cool. You know, I played along with it. And later on, it was, you know, it was something else, but it was part of the way that things were done back then when not so many people had a line of credit.
So, your mother told you as a man, your mother told you a man should never speak with a cigar in his mouth. How much of your business philosophy today comes from that lesson? Observe first, speak later?
Well, you know, there's the mouth is the only thing that the human can control. I'm not very good at that when it comes to food. But you can also say things that you can never take back. And nobody likes anybody that talks more than they should, especially if they're other people that can be damaged from it. So, you know, it was just a kind of like a way for her to maybe understand that, you know, if you're in a room and you're loud, it's not good. If you fall in love and you talk too much to your partner in bed, that's not good. So there are some things that you really should just keep to yourself. And that's the way things were back then, you know?
You eventually became a financial adjuster yourself, wearing the suit, driving the Lincoln. Did it feel like destiny or just continuation?
It was work, it was work, it was routine. This spotlight and this situation, it's very interesting to me. It's comical, it's in the past. And you know, I ended up doing the same thing. I ended up driving a limousine and paying taxes like everybody else.
Your legitimate business became a limousine company. How important was it for you to build something clean, structured, and respected?
One, you want your kids when you raise them to use their mind, and you know, in a household like the way that I was brought up, you want them to dress respectfully and fit into a place where they're gonna wear a suit and a tie. So ultimately, that's what I did, but it wasn't exactly the cleanest career.
And that's all that needs to be said. You know?
No, it's
At what point did cigars shift from a tool of business to a product you wanted to share with the world?
wow. I had a good cigar, you know, and I thought to myself that this could be something that I could share with other people, because if I remember correctly, we all get inspired by different reasons. We all get motivated by different reasons. With me, my weakest or weakness is to be told no. That's challenging to me. That's a good way to motivate a person like me. But I was in Philadelphia, and I walked into a shop. I picked up a cigar. I paid $14 for it. The steward said that, you know, this is good, which is, it's still okay, because after I bought it, I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't good, and it bombed out like a diesel truck on the highway that shouldn't be driving at all. And I thought to myself, man, I'm gonna end up in the Dominican Republic at some near point in my life. I wasn't too enthusiastic about going to Cuba, although I have been there many times. And while I was in the Dominican Republic, it was basically like, okay, we're in Italy. Now we're going to eat good food. So we're in the Dominican Republic. We're going to smoke good cigars. And, I was pointed, lucky enough to be pointed in a good direction with a good family. These guys are like sleeping giants. So they're completely vertically integrated. The old man's got the same name as me, man. Funny story, His name is Osvaldo. My name is Osvaldo. He asked me who sent me. I told him it was a woman. He did one of the moves that I saw you do earlier where he wiped his forehead because he just became nervous. And then he thought to himself to ask, well, who exactly is your mother? And I don't know if the names even matched up, but then he became more nervous. So he probably figured me for being a lost child. And as soon as I said I was born in Florida, Miami, he sort of relaxed. When I told him my parents were Cuban, he relaxed even more. This guy's a multimillionaire. He's running around in shorts with chancletas. He's rushing to get back home to play with his horses. Introduces me to his son.
Wait, this is your dad we're talking about?
Say again?
This is your father we're talking about?
No. This guy's just got the same name as me.
Oh, okay.
And he's one of the huger producers in the Dominican Republic. He introduces me to his son. His son says, look, he's going to take care of everything for you. I had no idea that I was sitting with people that require a minimum of 40,000 cigars. Man, they started me off with 100 cigars, man. I was selling them in Ziploc bags. I still, to this day, when some people see me at events and they're like, holy... I remember when you were delivering this in Ziploc bags to other people. Just, they call me up. I was already here. I was there. They were playing cards. This guy, he's got cigars. Call him over. And people now, when they see me in, showcased in an event where it's the cigar maker, like myself, is the attraction. They remember and they remind me that I did it with Ziploc bags.
That's crazy to hear how far back that was, and to hear people recognize and still remember. Like, damn, you're still doing it and on a different level at this point. That's dope as shit to hear. That's motivation. That's motivational right there. Because there's people that would be starting out with those Ziploc bags that'll still have those Ziploc bags 20 years later.
People can do anything. You're a perfect example of that. If you don't quit, you yourself put on some events that expense manage revenue. After profit, you're probably walking out the door with a little under $100,000 and everybody's happy, right?
I wish.
But, for tax purposes, I'm sure that's what you would say.
You know what's crazy is if I made a fraction of the money people thought I did. Like I've been tested.
But you loved it when they tell you can't do it, right?
Absolutely. This is the thing with me, right? COVID, 2020, 2021, 2022. Those were the best years of our business, right? 2023 was okay.
I think that's when the term sneakerhead actually started to exist.
If I didn't have genuine love for what I do,
you would have quit.
At the top of 2024, I would have never done an event again. Because, I don't know what shifted. I know the sneaker market is in complete shambles right now. Sneaker market is you used to be able to make 50, 60 bucks off a pair of shoes, and you're lucky if you might make 10 bucks, 20 bucks. It's starting to come back around now. But for 2 years, only real hustlers could be sneaker resellers because it wasn't a quick flip anymore. Instead of flipping 20 pairs of sneakers and making good money, now you got to flip and make $10 profit 100 times rather than making a $50 profit.
It becomes a numbers game where quality doesn't matter anymore. You just have to have a large amount of something that somebody is willing to buy cheap. I've still yet to adjust to that.
Our biggest event we've ever had, it was in 2021. We had 200 vendors, right?
200 vendors.
200 vendors.
Don't do the math.
So just listen though. So, like I said, 2024 comes around. 2025. I had two of the biggest sneaker celebrities in the game coming to an event in North Jersey.
That is good.
20 days till the event, we only had 20 tables sold. So this is what I mean. I had to cancel that event. So it's either lose $5,000 now,
Right.
or you get to the event and you're about to lose. Way more than that. Let's just say that. So, you know, that really, like, I got emotional after that when I had to cancel. That was a hurt piece. It was like one of the influencers, me and him had already became cool. It's like friends from 2018. Shout out Mayor. Everybody knows Mayor. And then there was another one. His name is 2J's Kicks. His name is JC Lopez. He's from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, Edison area. And went to Vegas and did big things. Sneaker stores, huge, like, you know. And I've been trying to get him to come to one of my events for almost 10 years since I started, 2015, 2016. And I finally got him to, because Mayor and him are friends. Mayor reached out to him and said, yo, hey JC, Just is one of the good ones. So he hit me in a DM, hey, give me a call. This is my favorite influencer in the whole world when it comes to sneakers. Like, been wanting to meet him since I had cornrows. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was huge for me. So when it happened, when I didn't get the support from the people, and it crushed me, because JC was actually going to come to one of my events, and it crushed me. So, you know, I said after that, you know, I told my wife I thought about not wanting to do it. She said, you're crazy. You got to keep doing it. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, people need to understand.
But you know, people die too.
Yeah.
So does
everything dies.
People pass away. They sometimes they even kill themselves for doing something they shouldn't have. So when you want it bad enough, you're going to replace somebody else.
So I was saying that to say this. You know, if this game and what I do with these events was all about money, I wouldn't be doing them right now. You know what I'm saying? Because the money in them right now, it's just, sometimes it isn't worth it, but it is to me. When I see these kids happy, I see these guys making these deals, people selling out their whole tape. It genuinely makes me feel good, man. I love the aesthetic. I love everything, the logistics. I love watching everything with these events. I love when a kid wins a giveaway and smile, like this past event. Shout out my guy Adam, Cash Cow. He makes these wooden pieces of art, right? And he made a Charizard card, right? A PSA 10 Charizard card art piece, and I'm giving it away free at the event, right? This kid, and we're at the end of the event, and I didn't give this piece away yet. This kid walks in with his father, right? He has a Charizard shirt on. I feel like he had Charizard sneakers. I can't really remember. And I just looked, and instantly it's like, forget those raffle tickets. I just felt in my heart like, I got to give this to this kid. So he walked up. I said, hey, what's up, man? Who's your favorite Pokemon? And of course, I knew it was Charizard. He got the Charizard shirt on. He's like, Charizard. I'm like, yeah. And I said, this is for you. He looked at me. He looked at his dad. He said, no, I'm sorry. I can't take that.
You rigged the giveaway?
Absolutely. 1,000%. But they were in the giveaway.
But when sometimes you have to do these things.
Yeah. I felt it at that when I seen that little kid. So let me tell you what happened.
Hold on a second. I know another guy. You have everything. You have all the cigar cutters. You have everything in cigars that you could imagine. But I got you something that I know you don't have.
What's that?
That's all you.
What is this?
But everybody wants to find out. You gotta let them know. They don't want to know. But I know you have everything. But whatever it is, it's something that you don't have. I know it.
What you got me, man?
You found the zipper.
Oh, Oh, this is
I
tough.
know you don't have
Your
one of
own.
those.
Oh, this is tough.
magnets.
This is tough. This is tough.
Talk to me about the leather, man. Is it
Hey,
top grade?
hey, listen.
Is that top
You
grade?
know how you know it's top? Because you can
Stretched
see
it and it went back.
and you can see
Yeah.
in the folds. Yo, this is fire.
It's got magnets. It's got a space for your phone, because I know you move around.
Look at that.
Yeah.
OM Cigars. We're gonna put the sticks in here. Little debit card. Now I gotta get an expensive pen.
Nah, you could put a gun in there too.
Hey, listen, I don't know nothing about none of that. Yo, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Man, that's dope. That's dope, man. All right. Let's get back. I was getting a little emotional about the events and shit. Yeah, shout out that kid with the Charizard art. Shout out Adam, my guy Adam. He's such an amazing dude, man.
I saw your eyes tearing up, so.
I mean, think about the things where it's like, you had to cancel, lost a bunch of money, but it's like, I could have just said, forget that. I'm gonna just work my job, pay these bills, but I said, you know what? Nah, this is what I love to do. Okay. You grew up smoking private blends with no bands. Do you think modern cigar culture focuses too much on branding and not enough on substance? And how is OM Cigars different from the traditional cigar?
Traditional cigars are legacy born.
I'm sorry to cut you off. This is a basic. This is a great fucking cigar.
If you finish that,
I'm gonna finish.
you know what the deal is. You got the
Listen,
20 pack of
if I got to finish this laying down on my back, this is getting finished. You ain't got to worry
But is
about
it talking
that.
to you?
I just told you this cigar is amazing. Now I'm like at the midpoint. It's like it started out. This isn't usually how it happens. It started out punching me in the face. That's how it started out for me.
That's the reserve, and it's 20 years old.
Now, the mid is like smooth as hell right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting that. So, we're going to keep on going with this.
Yeah. It was traveling with me too. That went to Virginia with me and back.
I'm sorry. You want me to say the question again? Because we did.
I remember
Okay,
what the question is. Legacy cigars. How, myself and the other boutique guys now are any different? I wasn't born into this. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I inherited somebody's advertising account with the trust fund that was going to continue paying for those expensive ads. I don't have a monetary means of beating the brand into people's heads. I still believe in an old way of doing things, which is word of mouth. And look, I did something that was very bold. I did a .com, where if you can't get them at your local lounge, at least you know that if you're in Alaska, Wyoming, someplace in Texas where you got great barbecue and helicopters and hog hunting, which we don't have here. I'll send you the cigars and you take me with you to go shooting on a helicopter. I like that stuff.
That Texas shit right there.
But I mean, I'm not gonna stop from putting them in people's hands, because it will organically, it'll grow. Word of mouth is big. When I heard that you were interested in interviewing me, I didn't hesitate. I mean, for me to be number 4, the follow-up guy to somebody like that I admire a lot, who nobody ever mentions how many cigar smokers he made. Your number 1, Jonathan, followed up by some other guys that have respectfully, they have my respect as well. I took it, the interview right away. These little things are the things that count when you see something and it's organic. And to me, watching you smoke the cigar and sharing that experience with you, that's what means a lot to me. If other people find out about it, that's great. I'm available. I'm ready. I can serve them, and it'll grow. But I'm enjoying this for what it is, man.
People need to understand.
Too many people get rich and get broke in the same year.
Listen, good dope sell itself.
I fight. I'm always fighting. The moment I get off the plane and I'm over there, I do it for them, and then for me, and then I end up doing it for them again. So with me, the consumer is always going to win.
When you finally entered cigar lounges to sell cigars, did you feel like an outsider or like someone bringing something real into the room?
This is a game. And I saw it because there's reps, there's advertising. My family, they did furniture. My mother's first husband and his brother. And then they did it here too. And then my sister married a guy, and he ended up following that path. Now he's got his own furniture store, and all of us have taken turns with some responsibility in the family business. And I see reps coming in. I know which ones, they get favored, which ones don't. My brother in Florida is in sales. He does steel, cold roll, hot rolled steel. Every steel fence anywhere around Miami that's box pressed like a square, that was my brother. So it takes an enormous amount of patience and traveling, and eventually, if you're a cigar rep and you're watching this, I understand what you guys do, and I appreciate what you do. And if you want to help me out, reach out to me.
Like I said, what you spoke with, you're going to understand. You're going to get it. You went to the Dominican Republic seeking total control of the process, fermentation, tobacco secrets. Why was that control so important to you?
The guys that grow their own tobacco, that's like the cartel. They decide what goes to market and what stays with them. And open your ears, because this is very important. Nobody will ever tell you this. The tobacco that goes to market to get sold is not the same like the tobacco that you grow for yourself. The sunlight is the same for everybody. The water is the same for everybody, not the soil. And the chemical balance, the testing, the chlorine, the potassium, and the nitrogen. And if you leave these things in the hands of somebody that they've been doing it forever, but they don't know how to adapt to different conditions by laboratory testing, and they know because the bird comes out and he stands on top of that tree, so they dump 10 bags of nitrogen. You can really burn out some things, and everything will look green, but it's not going to be the way it's supposed to be. That is very important to understand, that you can be at a factory level, but you have to understand the soil, and you have to understand what ingredients you're buying and how to grow them yourself. Look, I don't want to go full circle into being Cuban, but the culture of tobacco is also Cuban, and so are the sayings. Don't ever ask anybody to do anything for you that you can't do yourself. And what that means is, if you can't do it yourself, you got to pay somebody to do it. And if you can't do it yourself, then that means when they're doing it wrong, you can tell them to step aside so that it can get done correctly.
A lot of people told you that you were crazy for going directly to the plantation.
Nuts, ludicrous, bananas.
What made you confident enough to ignore them?
You got to do $2 million to make $1 million. They thought that I was, yes, totally nuts. Even back to the kitchen table in my mother's house. You know, she looked over at my brother and my sister and said, you know, Coquito tiene un cigarro, which translates into, you know, your brother's got a cigar. They're like, yeah, whatever, haters.
You know how it go. Yeah. You know how it go.
You know, and you know, her voice. Allow yourself to jump on the right road by a woman if she tells you that's the road to take. Listen. You know, some men never get that. Their egos, or as they would call it in Cuba, los cojones. They just don't know how to hang them in a hanger and put them in the closet and use their mind. So I don't want to say too much, you know.
When Osvaldo Rodriguez said,
Morales, my brother's a Rodriguez.
Listen,
he's got the first husband. I'm product of the second husband.
No, listen. Said my son will handle your needs.
Oh, Rodriguez.
See how I brought that back?
Yeah.
What did that moment mean to you?
Yeah. So I was in the factory, and Radames Osvaldo Rodriguez, he said to me, you know, my son, he's gonna help you. And I was observing him because, you know, funny thing is, him and my father look like they could be brothers. They're both short, they look like Yoda. He's wearing shorts with chancletas. He was rushing out of there. I guess after so many years there, you just want to leave and go home. Or in his case, probably play dominoes. Mm-hmm. But his son, who...
Capicu!
You know, his son, Ram, is a high IQ. He's a brain surgeon. He's humble. He's probably everything that you can ever want for a son in this business. And, you know, he kept yesing me and telling me no problem, which is hilarious because, you know, that's what we tell most people to say when they get out of Cuba. To tell everybody yes and no problem. Even though if you're getting the middle finger, tell them no problem. So, you know, he put a cigar in his mouth. He started taking my order. And like I said before, they really don't do business unless it's a big order like that. And, you know, I walked through the door, I knocked on the door, and when the father said, you know, my son will take care of everything, he pretty much did. And I'm very appreciative to that family because when you're learning something that you don't know and you have people that guide you, if you're smart enough to put your ego aside and let yourself get guided, you'll eventually get there. And I appreciate them for that. Because, you know, maybe in their own mind, they were like, let's see what this Cuban kid's gonna do. You know? Because I insisted on a lot of things. I wanted to know where the medio tiempo in Del Hierro was. And the Dominicans, they shy away from it because they don't really want like that much of a powerful cigar. They want something aromatic and they want something to talk to you and go like that to you. And they want to, you know, keep you, you know, papi pimpi nice. And I wanted something, I mean,
Papa Pimpi nice. What's that mean?
You know, just you know, profiling. You know,
that might be my new nickname, Papa Pinte nice.
Or champagne, but but look, you know, I wanted to know where the strong stuff was at, and I knew that they didn't really use it like that. And being as big as they are, with time, you start collecting a lot of ligero and a lot of medio tiempo. And, stuff that's past 7 years old that looks like cinnamon sticks, really thick leaves. And it's important, going back again, that they were under those conditions with the right nitrogen and with the right fertilizer so that they can actually burn. And then that they have a combustible, sort of like stopwatch on them. They said, if you could reach it, it's up there. You can get it. And they sort of watched me to see how determined I was. And I got guys with ladders, and I brought it down, and I started experimenting with it. And there's no language barrier, so I can hear the motivational speaking in the background when they said he's nuts, he's crazy, that's not gonna work. Look, number 5 is a product of craziness. That's an entire kitchen sink of like over 65% ligero.
And that's the number 5, one of your cigars, number 5?
I don't have it with me. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I have everything with me. But
this is not going to be the only time we see each other, brother. You can bet that.
I was looking forward to that too. And the women actually they appreciate that that cigar that really talks to you. So, did I answer that question?
Yeah. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said business was done without many words, just cigars and writing. Why do you think silence plays such a big role in real negotiations?
What part plays a big role?
You said business was done without many words, just cigars and writing. Why do you think silence plays a big role in real negotiations?
Listen, it's cigars, man. I'm wrong for a lot of things, but there are still things where it's going to be hard for me to understand or change my mind to believe that you just let the cigar speak for itself. It talks.
This motherfucker talking to me right now. This cigar this one right here that I'm smoking, this shit makes me want to be a brand ambassador. This shit right here is fucking good. I got to keep it 100. I've smoked a lot of independent brands, right? And I don't know, man. There's some that I feel like they just grab cigars, put them together, slap a label on it, and want to make some money. They don't really truly dive deep and say, they smoke the cigar and say, someone's gonna like this. I've ran into so many. Never gonna, put anyone on blast because, people do their business in their own ways. But I never go into independent cigar brands with high expectations. This shit right here, it surprised the shit out of me. This cigar is good. It's fuck.
I got a distant stare in my eyes because I'm living what I was moving forward to create is something that was going to be inevitable, where you're getting what you're paying for. And it's disappointing when you go out and you enjoy this, you love this, you do this every day, and you find yourself paying for something, and you brought it, and you can't do anything about how it's being curated, but you know that even if you gave something that you paid for 10 extra years of aging, that and the Holy Ghost isn't going to help it. So that's important, that you give somebody, you give them more than what they're paying for.
And listen, how I'm seeing your price points is insane, man. It's insane.
You know what?
It's insane.
That was expensive 5 years ago. I haven't changed the prices.
Insane. With essential blend number 1, people said you were crazy.
Well,
number 2 was luck. Number 3 was voodoo. How did those labels motivate you instead of stopping you?
Yo, by number 4, I think they just they gave it.
So then let me go into the next question. Since you're saying number 4, what changed with blend number 4 that finally made people believe?
What was different about it?
Mm-hmm.
That I kept kicking and I kept doing it, and at some point, you know,
I'm gonna keep this.
at some point there's they have to accept that your intentions are good, and listen, one of the guys that you had on your they don't know this, a lot of people don't know this, but one of the guys that the first guy that you had on your first episode, and I admire this guy, Jonathan Drew, he wasn't welcomed, but he had experience in political campaigning, and he continued and he did it and he did it, and I think that he is the only guy never to succumb, like in the movie 300, and actually like kneel down to like Xerxes, who's like cigar aficionado, and told them where they can go and how far they can fly there, and they had to give it to him, and they gave it to him, and they gave it to him, number 1. So don't give up. Whatever it is that you're doing in life, man, you know, even if it's not cigars, don't give up. Keep doing it. With number 4, they gave me a top 5 boutique cigar at I mean, it was a YouTube channel, you know, which is good. And then more recently, not to get off track, that's the one that they accepted. Number 5, what was it that they called it?
Number 4, which one? They could. Number 1 they said was crazy. 2 was luck. 3 was voodoo. 4. What changed? And then what changed about 4 to make people believe? And then you said blend number 5 made you unapologetic. What does unapologetic mean to you as a brand owner?
Oh, I didn't care anymore. Yeah, I didn't care anymore. You know, I even found myself asking myself if I was really as crazy as people thought I was, and all of us answered no.
At what point did you realize this wasn't just cigars anymore, but a legacy?
I don't know. You know, when you do things like the way that they're supposed to be done, eventually you hope to leave something behind, you know? And it's inevitable that you're going to get remembered. And if you stick to something, you're going to leave your fingerprint somewhere, you know? Mm-hmm. Be careful where you leave your fingerprint. Just do it for good.
You often speak about patterns repeating in your life. Do you believe we inherit destiny or do we refine it?
Oh, that's a good question. I want to make sure that I heard you. What'd you say?
You often speak about patterns repeating in your life.
Patterns?
Patterns.
Right.
Do you believe we inherit the destiny or do we refine it?
Oh, that's an even better question than I thought I heard the first time. You know, I believe that from the moment that you're been conceived, you are choosing the head that's going to go on your body, and you immerse from another place and catch up to your own fetus with the choice that you made for your own head, and that is your own destiny that you chose. If you know what correlates with the destiny that you chose, you are being prepared for a series of events that you've already seen forthcomings of, and you've been trained for it to know how to avoid certain things that can be your worst enemy. Imagine that person being their own worst enemy. They just have to talk to themselves a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
OM Cigars.
How many people you've tried to help? You can't help them.
Oh, I can't even count on my hands. You try, and I'm such a good person that I've been smacked in the face too many times to count. You can't help everyone. You can't make everyone happy.
Don't be so hard on yourself, man. You're a great person, and you do things. I believe the way that I do things selflessly. If something comes of it and you're appreciated, then you see gratitude. I don't think that it really exists, but if you ever see it, I recommend that you photograph it so you can keep it as a memory.
I'm a person who
This is even better. I'm on video with you.
Appreciation means more to me than anything.
Right.
Even if it's the smallest amount of appreciation, that shit makes me feel good, man.
Right.
That's just me. Do you see OM Cigars as a luxury product or as cultural preservation? It can be both. But what does it lean?
I like the cool things, that are in the lifestyle. I designed a cutter, and it's got all brass in it, and it's inlaid with African teak wood, and if it ever gets wet, it's not going to warp. It's got J2 steel. If you run it through a barber's belt, it's a sheep's head. I believe blade is what they call it. Okay. And if you run it through a barber's belt, you could shape up and trim your beard with it too.
Damn.
A leather case, which I'm honored to give to you. There are little things, that I believe are meaningful with substance for lifestyle. But what I don't believe in is little bullshit gifts, like 50-cent cigar cutters and stupid cheap lighters to do giveaways, to incentivize for the sake of advertising and labeling or putting my phone number on it, or you
believe in luxury and quality. That's what it sounds like to me.
I wanna keep this about elegance, and something that's a beautiful thing, because as much as people want to try to rape everything that they can get their hands on, this is a culture that no matter how much you're motivated by numbers, it's too small of a culture. We're really, really small. And, this has been flourished by having to stay indoors and being told that it's not safe to go outside. So more people came to this now. It's like all things in life. Some people take things like a hobby. They experience it, they play with it, they think it's cool for 2 minutes, and then they're not about it. Mm-hmm. And then, there are a lot of other people that they stay and they are about it, and then they keep it with them forever. So, cigar smoking with me, I've seen it, and now, I live it. So I'm not going to mistreat it or to abuse it, but I am going to enjoy it.
If someone lights an OM cigar for the first time, what do you hope they feel or understand before the cigar even reaches halfway?
Man, you're going to get older, And if you're already my age, 50, you're going to realize that the most important thing in life is the one thing you can't buy, and that's to have peace. When you have peace, that means you have everything, and everything is paid for. Everything is finished. Nobody's in trouble. Everybody is doing the things that they want to do, and to be able to deliver that to someone for $12 is a calling, you know, because I'm going to take part and share in that thing that I'm doing too. So for me, that's what I find to be one of the things that's the most expensive. And sometimes no matter how much you pay for it, you still can't get it. And that's to be in peace with yourself, you know? Also too, you know, for 2 hours, if there's any ladies listening, you give one of these to your significant other, and halfway, like he said with the cigar, you could start discussing with him the color of your new roof. He's going to stay for the conversation because he wants to finish the cigar. That's a trick, ladies. I'm just, you know, I'm putting you up on some game.
What advice would you give to someone entering the cigar industry who doesn't come from money but comes from the culture?
Advice. Coming into the cigar industry, don't chase the most expensive cigar. Ask, you know, someone next to you, because if you don't have an uncle, or even if you did and they only smoke one thing, I mean, they're not going to be much help giving you advice, except what to do with a toothpick if the cigar is wide open, and how to close the drawer on it. Try different things, find what you like, and remember that what you like today, you're gonna outgrow tomorrow, and you're gonna grow. And you know, the most expensive cigar is not gonna be necessarily guaranteed to be the best.
This is the last question.
You wanted business advice.
No, I did.
I know you did.
No, I did. I promise you I did. It's the last question. When your name is spoken years from now in cigar history, how do you want Osvaldo Morales Jr. to be remembered?
To be remembered? That's a good fucking cigar, man.
That's it. That's a good fucking cigar.
All right, you're making me blush.
Any closing, you know, let the people know where they can get your product, where they can see you on social media.
I'm very proud of you, man. I think you're going to finish that cigar. I want you to have this birthday celebration where everybody can get at a shop near them or on omcigars.com. Delivered to your house in 2 days, if you don't have a retailer that has them anywhere around you. If not, let them know. I want to grant you what I thought is deserving. My marketing team, man, they immortalized me with a cartoon of something that they feel that looks just like me. And I don't know, most people agree with them. Just hold this up and sort of like look at it and see if you can if you see any resemblance when you're going like this in this vertical frame.
Absolutely.
Do you see the resemblance?
Absolutely.
I don't.
You don't see it?
No, I don't.
I'll put it up on the screen, but it's his version of what is it? Oh my God, Buddha.
Peace.
This is dope, man.
Peace with many messages.
What is the makeup of this cigar? Like, what is?
It has got some of what you're going to be seeing more of. So it's a Habano 2000 wrapper. It has an Indonesian Sumatra in the binder.
Ooh,
Which,
Sumatra.
even though it looks like a fortune cookie, the band has a message on the inside, and you see a little Buddha on the outside. That Sumatra is like Bruce Lee. So we nicknamed it Bruce Lee. The interior of the cigar has got, interestingly enough, other countries in it. Two from the Dominican Republic, which is the Criollo 98, and the Corojo. It has Esteli Nicaragua in it, and a touch of Pennsylvania broadleaf.
Ooh, okay.
So, it's a short smoke.
Medium to full.
It is.
I can't wait to try
Are
one.
you going to give some of those to your friends?
No, neither
You
mine.
can't do that in life. You have to share.
I mean, I will maybe. I don't hang up. The people who are close to
You
me.
have every sneaker that everybody wants. You have to have every cigar.
This is the thing. The people that like there's three or four people that definitely get one of these. Two of them were supposed to be here today. I don't know where they are, but shout out my guy Ed. Ed is definitely getting one of these to try. Steve had one of these already? Or no, Steve's definitely getting one.
Who is
Steve?
Steve?
Yeah.
Steve, the guy that owns this wonderful place
Yes,
right
sir.
here in Summers Point.
Absolutely.
One of the coolest cigar lounges in all of New Jersey.
Absolutely. Shout out Steve, man.
Steve does not have one of those.
Okay. So
Steve, you get two. One for
Absolutely.
each side of you. I don't know. Does he have two sides? He was very nice to me.
Yeah, Steve, I don't know. I mean, all I've ever known about Steve is being nice.
By the way, I opened it up. I already took one. You're supposed to have 20. Now it's
okay.
going to be 18. Panic is going to set in. They're running out.
And then I could just leave it with Steve for my boy to get one. He'll put it in his locker. Definitely. I'm going to smoke one of these on my way to Delaware. Listen, Nice Cigars Podcast, Episode 4. Osvaldo Morales Jr.
I can't believe it.
Oh, I ain't even done yet. Osvaldo Morales Jr. from OM Cigars. If you guys need anything, you can tap in with me, tap in with him. I'll make sure you get over to the right people. Listen, tap in. Make sure you guys always remember, chase the vision, not the money. See you guys soon.